Gamers, it is time. Meta event tier list is today's content. Every single meta event in the entire game, mostly, will be ranked twofold. Because I know that everyone loves gold, but you know what? Maybe some of you, at least one or two, love fun and excitement and spectacle. And that is why, on the left-hand tier list, we have the fun list, the fun factor, the entertainment tier list for meta events. And on the right-hand side, we have the farming tier list. Because you know what? You got to make that big money, guys. You know, you got to get that big money in there. I'm actually not sure how accurately I'm going to be able to rate the farming tier list, actually. I might have to lean on the chat a little bit here, because I don't really think about farming that much. I think there are some maps that don't seem that good, but actually are good, especially in Season 4, right? There's, like, really insane farming there, actually. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Well, let's do it in order here. We've got a whole lot of meta events to get through. Like, we might as well do it in order. We'll do the same event, right? Rating it both sides, of course, at the same time. And actually, first up is going to be Dragon's End, and an obvious S tier. Incredible spectacle, really engaging, fun encounter, just one of the coolest events in the entire game, no question about that, right? You don't have to do the pre-event anymore either. You can entirely skip the pre-event and just do the main event. The escort into the actual main boss fight can be done very quickly if you're in a solid group too. You can super speed the NPCs. Really fun event, actually, to play casually and to also try hard a little bit. Very good. And even better, actually. Even better, my friends. Immediately, S tier for farming too. This event hard carried my Zero to Hero account. You get the Antique Summoning Stone. You get the 15 Memories of Aurene. You get the Imperial Favor from completing all of the events. You get the random exotic and rare drops. You get potential Ascended gear as well. Yeah, Dragon's End is amazing. Incredible farming map. Like, if there's... It's probably one of the maps that I'd say, yeah, if you want to farm gold, you want to hit this every day. Get into a Dragon's End and hit it every day. Simple as that. Ember Bay is... Okay, we're really kind of mixing things up here. Ember Bay... Ember Bay is not actually very exciting whatsoever, is it? It's actually a cool map, but not because of the meta events, actually. It's more about, I would say, the atmosphere and, you know, the exploration factor. But in terms of the actual meta event, it's D tier. The Sloth is very disappointing. Not really much happens there, to be perfectly honest with you. The bosses are pretty lackluster. They look pretty cool. The Giant Worm, for example, is also pretty nice. But no, I can't give it a high rating in terms of the spectacle. Not even Vermingus can actually save the day there. And farming, you know, back in the day, I would actually give this a pretty high rating, because honestly, Living World Season 3 is robust when it comes to getting Ascended trinkets, and I guess it still is. However, I think it's actually been massively superseded by much better ways of getting Ascended trinkets, specifically Strike missions and Living World Season 4. I think Season 4 is amazing for gearing up, actually, in that regard, so I actually think this has kind of been a little bit power crept in this regard. So for farming power, I would actually go ahead and put this in C tier. Still a good option for getting Ascended, but actually there are better things these days. Kaineng, this is D tier, isn't it? This meta event is not fun. This meta event is not fun at all. It's D tier. I'm sorry, guys. It is not good. It is long, it is a slog, and the boss is alright, but actually somewhat underwhelming there as well. I'd say probably the weakest Ender Dragons meta event. I'm not a huge fan. I don't regularly do it at all, to be perfectly honest. It's not great. I give it a low rating. To be frank, it's not something that I have in my routine. I might go to that map to do the Leviathan, right, more so than to go and do Kaineng Blackout. There's some potential there. I love the music there, right? I actually kind of like the idea of it, that, you know, you have to reclaim the power grid and fight it, but no, the gameplay really does not match up there. In terms of farming, it's not good. It gives you Imperial Favor, but it's so slow, it's pretty poor. I think this actually is... This is This is like C tier or D tier, to be honest. I think it's pretty mediocre. Maybe it gets redeemed a little bit by the Imperial Favor, which can be highly useful, I suppose. And yeah, I don't know. It's not great. It is not good. Not good. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. I guess it's better than Ember Bay, right? It is better than Ember Bay, to be fair. Wait, maybe Ember Bay is D tier, actually. Holy shit, yeah. Like, oof. Ooh, yeah, we might have to... I feel like we have to demote Ember Bay at this stage, but, well, we'll think about that a little bit later. The Shatterer. You know what's actually interesting? The Shatterer is pretty cool. This actually goes, in my opinion, probably into the B tier of meta events, I would say. It's pretty cool. It's a classic. It looks pretty sick. Like, it has been power crept, so it kind of dies instantly, but the rework is pretty cool, to be honest. Not bad whatsoever. It's B. I can't give it more than B tier, guys, because honestly, there's a lot of really good stuff that's going to be in A tier. It can't go above that. It's way too easy and way too trivial to go there, but it is a cool fight. Shatterer, in terms of farming, to be honest, it's actually one of the core world bosses that actually is decent. Funnily enough, especially if you kill all the trash mobs, as trash mobs can drop the dust, right? And the dust actually has a good chunk of value. It's so fast as well that, you know, if you actually show up and get it done, it's actually pretty good. If you just, like, show up and kill the boss instantly and then move on, it's probably pretty okay, and you can actually get the dust. Yeah, the pre-events are pretty bad, though, but that's why you leech the pre-events. Okay, you leech the pre-events hard. That's why. Ooh. I'm actually not sure where to put this. I knew I was going to be a little bit spooked on where I should put this in the gold farming list. Is this better than these two? It's probably not better than these two. I think Ember Bay actually has to get downgraded. Yeah, it actually has to get downgraded, doesn't it, I think? And we're going to go ahead and put, I think Shatterer goes in C tier alongside this, because it is very, very, you know, it's pretty fast. It's pretty efficient. Okay, Metal Legion Concert. You know, this is going to be probably one of my most controversial takes ever. I do not like this event at all. I really don't enjoy it. It's a cool idea, but it's not gameplay oriented enough for me. There's not enough combat there, really. It's like a little mini game. This is a D tier event. Like, this is absolute D tier at best. I'm giving it D tier because it is actually, it's really cool that they added it into the game. I love the idea of this kind of heavy metal char band, and the whole theme of Grothmar is amazing, but flat out, it's D tier. It's not good. And worst thing, it's not even good to farm. It's like the cheapest key, right? It's actually probably the one, it's the only Grothmar event that I actually think isn't really super interesting, actually, to throw into your farming routine. So it's also pretty bad on the farming tier as well. That can't be said, actually, for the other Grothmar events, which we're getting to now. I actually think Flame Legion Effigy, robust event, nothing special. I'd say perfectly average, to be honest. It's actually a really cool minigame. I actually like the idea of adding some almost more cooperative things. You basically have to carry torches and throw them between players, basically, and light each other's torches to kind of chain to light up a brazier and then fight the boss. I actually like that, you know. I think that's a really cool idea. I'd like to see more cooperative elements, actually, in meta events in general. So I give that a decent rating. And in terms of farm, this is actually very respectable. It's actually part of the Hardstuck meta train, and for a good reason. Basically, all of the Grothmar events give you one of the 4 key segments that you need to unlock the Chest of the Khan-Ur, and they all sell on the trading post. This one gives you a solid value, actually, and yeah, I would actually say throwing it in there is big, and you can get a high roll. I believe you can get a tonic from this that is worth 100 gold, maybe even a bit more than that. So there's actually a reasonable high roll there that you can get that. And it's not like impossible to get. You know, if you do it enough, you'll probably get it at some point. So as a result of that, yeah, definitely worth... Oh, it's like 400 gold. Okay, never mind. Yeah, like a decent high roll then. So definitely worth throwing into your routine there. Doomlore Shrine. You know, this is a classic Guild Wars 1 callback. But no, this event isn't good. Not good. I'm afraid. It is simply not that great. Farming, I would say, is decent. Actually, it's decent. You get a bunch of champion bags, you get some rares. It's probably in the C tier category here, I'd say. It's not as good as the fire one, I think, but it's definitely still pretty decent. Maybe it's B tier. It's kind of like in this type of area, I believe. Not bad, not bad, not bad. But no, I don't really enjoy this event whatsoever. It's a very cool idea, but it doesn't really deliver on the Murakai from Guild Wars 1, the epic, you know, dungeon end boss. It doesn't really get delivered on here. She just kind of dies instantly. But yeah. Ooze Pits. Good news. You know, the tier list is a little bit depressing right now, but you know what? Ooze Pits A tier. Yeah, that actually might be controversial, but I really like the Ooze Pits, man. It's so cool. You got to go into 3 areas and do ooze challenges. Then you fight the bigger oozes. They all congeal into one ooze. Everyone comes together, and it's got mechanics. You've got to get different colors and attack the ooze that you've got the same color as, right? You've got to stand on the things. You fight the mega ooze. I give Ooze Pit A tier. It's actually fun. I like the ooze. I enjoy the ooze. I embrace the ooze. And you know what? It's also a very good thing to actually farm. Oh, this actually might even go into A tier, weirdly enough, to be honest, because the key is pretty expensive. It's the Blood Legion key. This is like the most expensive one. It's better than the Flame Effigy, I think. It's actually good. It's very good. I'm going to be a little conservative with A tier, I think, because there's going to be quite a lot of like really nice things in the farming list here. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in A tier, B tier for now. But that's it. Aetherblade Assault. Oh, fun factor, it's not bad. It's an average meta, right? I think the boss is a bit of a slog. He's a bit of a sponge. I do like splitting up and having to coordinate. I do actually like I almost like the pre-event more than the boss, right? Having to, you know, defeat the Aether Blades, and then you have to defeat the cannons, and then fight a little mini champion, then you all come fight the boss. It's very C tier. In terms of farming, though, to be honest, this Aetherblade Assault and Saitung, this, to be frank, is probably going into S tier, I think. Because you get loads of Imperial Favor. The Leviathan is overpowered as hell, right? And you can get double Ambergris from doing this, basically. Yeah, you can get double Ambergris. You could even farm that as well. And you get a bunch of other random drops there as well. It is actually very strong. I'd say this is like one of the maps that I think is excellent when it comes to actually farming. A lot of the Ender Dragons metas are very powerful for this, so I think this actually does go into S tier. It's definitely one of those ones that when I was playing on my Zero to Hero, I was trying to kind of get this in pretty much every day with the Leviathan. You get that Leviathan immediate follow-up afterwards. Usually you do boss, then you can go do a Leviathan. Hell, you could even do more than one Leviathan, right? And that is overpowered as hell. The Leviathan farm is incredibly strong. Hey, you can even do some fishing too. And, good point. This event has the best character in the game. And actually, I want to actually just take a moment here to send my heart out to Mr. Bots. You know, we actually have a bot character in the living world now, right? Or rather in the, I guess, the follow-up to Ender Dragons called Finn, right? It should have been Mr. Bots. It should have been Mr. Bots, man. And we got scammed. We actually got scammed. Ridiculous. Unlucky. Mr. Bots should have been a main character. Honestly, maybe even the next main antagonist for the Guild Wars 2 story, and it didn't happen, right? Mr. Bots hits the spots. Simple as that. Gang War. This event, fun factor, A tier. It's got the clap. It's a giant mech. It pulls you around. You've got to hide behind the clap. I like this. Robust A tier, no problem, no question about that. And farming, also solid as well. Oh man, I think it's not, it's probably one of, actually the weaker farming maps in EOD, I want to say. Ooh. Oh. It does take a decent chunk of time. It does lead really nicely into dragons, and it kind of fills that gap. I think it's actually B tier. I don't think it's not that close to these two. I think these two are insane, right? This is weaker, right? Like, Imperial Favor really helps you out, for sure, because you can convert it into gold somewhat efficiently, but even that's not quite as strong as it used to be. But yeah, oh no. I'm giving it B tier. Maybe an A tier. Questionable A tier there. Oh no. Oh no. Gyala Delve, the new map. Oh no. Now, let's actually be fair. Fun factor is actually C tier. It is. It is. It's C tier. It's the... I actually like the pre-event. I think the Siege event is cool. pushing through, swapping sides, fighting little mini-bosses, right? Breaking down the gates, right? Capturing stuff. That's cool. That's fine. The end boss, though, is a big letdown. Like, it's a visual feast. You know, the arena is awesome. Pushing into the delve is amazing. I love that. The gas marks mechanic is a bit annoying, but whatever. It's... No, it's D tier. Demoted. D tier. I don't like this event. It makes me sad. It makes me sad, and it feels bad. D tier. Farming, though, it actually is really good. Ooh, man, I'm not sure if I've even qualified to say this. What do the nerds think about this? I think this is actually a very good farming map. Like, to be fair to it, you get your daily keys, especially with research from the events. You get so many rares, right? You really do. It's so many rares. This actually might be an S tier. It's very powerful. And you have the fishing, right? Yeah, you do get a bit of diminishing returns, because you can't keep doing it over and over again. But seriously, like, if you do the fishing with the legendary fish for the extra ambergris, I saw someone get 4 ambergris in one run. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is arguably actually one of the best farming maps in the game right now, I'd say. Like, if you know, you can't, like, infinitely do it, but certainly if you've got a bit of time, get in there, you can make some serious profit. Like, yeah, this map is pretty wild, to be honest. It actually might even be superior to Dragon's End in terms of, like, raw value. I've had 10 ambergris in one run. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty insane. So this is definitely going up to S tier there in that case. Choya Pinata. D tier. Fun factor. Sorry. It is not good. It's a pinata. It's literally a pinata, guys. It doesn't do anything. And the pre-event is like running around collecting coins. It's not good. It's incredibly mediocre. In terms of farming, it's probably not that great either, because it's a lot of downtime. People mostly do it for the high roll, right? Like, if you can leech it, yeah, you get a free amalgamated, but it's mostly for the high roll. People like to get in there and go for the, you know, try and get the confetti, try and go crazy. Very average farming map, in my opinion. I guess you can leech it. Yeah, you can AFK, but honestly, not a big contributor to your gold per hour, in my opinion. You can do a few bounties to improve it, but you build it for the high roll for the fun, which is reasonable, right? Like, that's reasonable, but it is what it is. Buried treasure. We actually need a new tier for this, right? We need a row below. We might have to zoom out a little bit, otherwise I'm going to end up covering the tier. Oh, you know what? I'm going to move myself into the middle, right? This is what we're going to do. I'm just going to move myself here. I'm in the middle now, so I'll cover up less of the tier list. But this is where we really have to go into the, you know, the depths, right? Dog tier. Buried treasure is a dog tier meta event. It is. Not good. This is actually the Desert Highlands one, I believe. I think, right? I'm pretty sure. Wait, I hope I'm not flaming like the wrong meta event. Yeah. I believe it is. It's trash. Okay, it is not good even a tiny bit. And farming, you know what? It might actually, I might have to make a new tier for like question mark, because I don't even know what you get for doing it. All I know is that it isn't good and it's not fun. D tier, realistically, it's probably in question mark tier, but I've got no idea. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I'm pretty sure it isn't though. Anyway, Augury Rock Doppelganger. Fun factor. Yeah, you know what? It's average. It's average. I wouldn't say it's trash. I wouldn't say it's amazing. The pre-event is quite not good. That is the problem here, right? Like, it does have severe bugs right now, but if it didn't have bugs, it's a cool idea. I don't mind it. Mike's addicted to the game because of it. That's acceptable. Farming tier, it's pretty bad, isn't it? Because it's you have to invest like a decent chunk of time into it. It's pretty weak, to be honest. I'd probably put it into D tier, I think, actually, because it's slow, and you don't really get anything good from doing it. It's going into D tier. Get out of here, right? Get the hell out of here. Maws of Torment, D tier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. D tier. It's out of here. Got to get it out of here. It's also bugged. It's had game-breaking bugs since launch. Funny enough, for farming, it's actually not that bad. The problem is that Forged with Fire competes with it, right? It's the... Oh, sorry, not Forged with Fire. It competes with Junundu, right? And people would rather do Junundu than Maws of Torment because it's a less weird and scuffed event, and you basically get the same thing, and it also has the same lockout as Junundu. There were these things in Path of Fire that were weird, where the events, like, compete with each other sometimes, and as a result of that, that actually kind of locks them out of being played a lot. It's weird. People do this for achievements, but not for anything else. And for farming, weirdly enough, it's actually pretty okay. It's just that, again, it's completely superseded by our next event, which is Junundu. Is this event that much fun? Not really, no. It's Doppelganger tier. It's very mediocre. Very mediocre in terms of fun factor, to be honest. Actually, it's probably going into D tier. I don't really like Junundu that much. No, it's lame. Junundu's lame. And farming, again, it's very acceptable. You put it on a standard train, get some champ bags, get some event credit, go big. That's it. Pre-event is whatever. Forge with Fire. Fun factor. This is going to be a take. This is going to be a hot take. Not good. C tier. That's harsh. It's okay. My big problem here is that it's actually a lot better if you don't have that many people. If you have too many people, the fight just breaks and goes invulnerable for the entire time. Very low energy. Farming factor, B tier. It's very quick if you kind of show up there. You can show up there, boom, blast it, get it done, get some champ bags, get the loot, get out. Not bad. Get your lockout for Vabby, get your amalgamated gemstone. Blast, easy. Serpent's Ire, fun factor. A tier. A tier. It would be S tier if the pre-event wasn't putrid. The pre-event is putrid, and therefore it loses a lot of tier here. But the boss is actually really cool. It's one of the more underappreciated bosses in the entire game in terms of meta events. I'd highly recommend at least trying it out if you haven't done it before. Many people probably don't even know what that is. It's the meta event in the far east of Vabby is where it is. It's actually really cool. It is fun. Pre-event's a bit of a slog, but after you get through, cool boss. Serpent's Ire farming factor? It is absolute trash. It's a pretty big time investment, and you get the exact same thing as Forge with Fire. But it is fun, right? It is fun. I'll give you that. Palawadan. Palawadan, you know what? I'm going to give it an A tier. It's cool. You're busting in. You're sieging. You're getting low. I like champ bags. I like champ bag farming, guys, okay? You're farming those champ bags. You're in there. You're fighting swarms of enemies. You fight the ships, and you fight the boss at the end. A tier in terms of fun. Really cool idea. Very fun spectacle style thing of breaking in and raiding this city. And it's got a lot of different elements. It's got a solid boss at the end. You've got fighting the ships. Well, shame about the bugs there, but hey, listen, it's Guild Wars 2. There are going to be bugs. And farming factor as well. Farming factor is A tier. And this is why, by the way, guys, I was very conservative with A tier. You can now see it all coming together. Bear in mind what these tiers mean. C is average. B is above average. A is like really good. And S is like, oh, this is busted. This is wild. This is insane, right? So that's why the tiers are like this. And it just, look, blame Vivolu for this, by the way. He did it. He's the meta train man at Hardstuck. He put them in this order. He put all of the slightly scuffed meta events first. So blame him for having this lopsided early on tier list. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. I didn't put any effort into this, guys. I'm just chilling, okay? Boom. Anyway, I would say that there's excellent farmability in Palawadan. Definitely a very solid thing to throw into your daily routine, particularly if you have the volatile magic buff, right? Like the karmic thing in Istan. That means you get extra volatile magic from every kill. You got a whole bunch of kills, loads of volatile magic, loads of extra loot. Easy. Gathering Storms. This is the Sandswept Isles North meta, right? And you know what? This B tier. Oh yeah. B tier. The pre-event, I grant you, is average. Average. The boss is actually cool. You delve down into this watery cave, and then you face the water djinn. Right? Hell yeah. I like that. It's a cool arena. The boss has various attacks that just smashes you with. I think it's pretty cool. It's some Guild Wars 1 style lore, you know? I like it. It's good. It is very, very good. However, the farming factor, it's not good. To be honest, I'm not actually entirely sure what you get from this. Yeah. That's it. I don't even know what this is. It's probably like C tier. Let's be honest. Okay, it's mediocre at best. Specimen Chamber. Now, this is an interesting one. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Specimen Chamber. This is the southern Sandswept Isles. I'm not a huge fan of this event, to be honest. It's okay. It's alright. I give it an okay situation. I find the pre-event to be a little bit of a drag. The bosses are pretty cool, and I like that they almost like combine together, and you have to deal with the different attacks simultaneously. You know what? You're kind of selling me on it. Yeah, it's B tier. I'm upgrading it. It's been upgraded to B tier. There we go. And farming. This one is really good, isn't it, actually, right? Now, this one is sick. I think that this is one of the more important maps when you do the Season 4 farm, if I recall correctly. I think it's pretty good, right? Or am I just completely unhinged on that? I'm just going to quickly check. It got nerfed? Oh, am I out of the loop, guys? Am I out of the loop? Okay, fine. Apparently it's not good anymore. C tier. Wait, it's very profitable. Dude, Darren's, is it good? Darren's knows what he's talking about. I don't know what the hell's going on. Darren's, is it good? Whatever Darren says, I'm going with it. Okay, Domain of Corner. New tier. Corner tier. Domain of Corner. By far the worst event in the entire game. Not even close. Utter disappointment. Utter despair. When this event actually released, it almost ended people's... I think many people uninstalled on the spot. If there was like a count of how many people uninstalled after encountering certain content, Corner's got to be up there. It is up there. It is brutal. It's one of the most disappointing events in the history of the game. Right? It really is. It's not even... Yeah, no, it actually is bad. Yeah. It is bad. Yeah. 0 tier. Farming. I don't even think it's that good. I don't even think it's good, to be honest. It's D tier. You don't want to do this event. You don't want to do this. Death Branded Shatterer. Fun factor. B tier. Oh, whoops. B tier. It's not bad. Okay? It's not bad. It's fun. It's got the champions that spawn. It's got attacks. To be honest, it's very comparable to the original Shatterer. In fact, the original Shatterer is a little bit better, I would say, in terms of what it actually does. The revamp here definitely helped out a lot with some of the things that it actually does. It is okay. I'd say it's an above average meta event. In terms of farming, again, it's just good. It's a good event. It's very quick. You can get a high roll from it, a big infusion. Who doesn't love a good old bit of infusion? A little bit of infusion lottery? Who doesn't love it? We all love it, guys. It's there. You get a bunch of champ bags there. Definitely good. Oil Flows Meta. This one, in terms of fun factor, I think it's another B tier. It's all right. It's a little bit of fun. The final boss is okay. It's pretty cool. You get to tag a lot of things, farm a lot of mobs. You see the yellow, you know, the XP pops out. A lot of XP stuff there. Not bad. B tier event. B tier. Yeah. Oil. Okay. What do we got next? Fun. Profit, rather. In terms of profit... I think it's pretty average. No, actually, isn't it pretty good? You get a lot of volatile magic. You get a lot of champion bags from this. It's pretty good. Yeah, this is going up there. It's in B tier. It's pretty good. Loads of tags, loads of stuff to farm. Big magic, big farm. Dragonfall. This is going to be a hot take. Dog tier fun. I really do not like Dragonfall. At all. I do not enjoy this event. At all. The boss crushed my spirit. Why do we just fight blisters? Why do we not fight a dragon? What the hell is going on here? It's kind of not that fast. It's not that engaging. The map is very pretty. It is not good. Dragonfall, I do not like it. It let me down. I feel let down, and I'm sad about it. However, Profit, to be fair, it is actually, I believe, some of the best farming in the game, to be fair. But yeah, there you go. It is incredible for farming. It's one of the classic farming maps, it really is. Classic farming maps, still to this day, is incredibly powerful and gets used to generate a huge amount of revenue on a lot of characters and a lot of key farming trains. So it's well up there in the S tier in terms of farming. Verdant Brink. Fun factor. A tier. A tier. This is actually one of my favorite maps, I think. This is 100% up there. I love the verticality to it. I love the 5 bosses, right? The 5 bosses. This is going to the top of A tier, actually. I'm loving these 5 bosses. They've all got different mechanics, and they're all over the place. They have different arenas, right? They're very varied, a lot of variety. And you don't have to do all of them, right? You can do one of them, or you can do all of them. You can go to tier 4 if you want. You don't have to. The night events are a little bit dull. Okay, the night, just like defending stuff. I see what they were going for there. It didn't quite pan out exactly. But in terms of fun factor, yeah, I do really, really enjoy this. Specifically the night events, right? Just fighting those bosses is really, really cool. And I do like a good tier 4 map as well. That can be very satisfying to go for as well. And Profit. This is a bit hard to quantify. I think this actually just goes in A tier, because the way you typically engage with this map is you wait for the matriarch to spawn, kill it instantly, and then leave. So it's just good. I wouldn't say it's truly insane when the amount of gold it's adding to your account, but definitely pretty good. Overall there. Octovine. Octovine. Fun factor. A tier. I mean, what do I need to say? Classic event. Classic event, guys. Classic event. Different mechanics. You can be a mushroom. You can try to use the rockets on the bugged North event. You can throw bombs at an Octovine. You can move the bomb around. You got the floppers. You got the armors, right? You got the frogs. It's pretty good. This is an A tier event. 100% A tier. Octovine. Classic Heart of Thorns event. And, man, you know, I think this What is this in terms of farming? I almost... Does this actually make it into S tier? Oh, it's gotta do it, right? It's gotta make it into... It's maybe not quite as powerful as these, to be honest. But you get the high roll, you get 1,000,000 rares. Looting chests is kind of annoying. No, it's not as good as these. No, it's not as strong as that, to be fair. It's going to go in at the top. It's at the very top of A tier. It's very time efficient. It's very easy to do. Because I think that maybe something we've got to think about here is that Dragonfall, to get value out of this, you actually have to be quite high effort. Not so much with Aetherblade, Dragons, and Gyala, I guess, but, you know, this one is a bit high effort, I guess, to really maximize your value. Octavine is, like, very chill, and you can get a lot out of it. Okay, yeah, A tier, there it is. Oh, yeah, A tier, top of A tier in terms of farming. I think Palawadan is better than Verdant Brink. Chak Gerent, A tier. A tier event. Just is. Lot of fun. Very cool. Giant bug. 4 different little pre-events you got to do. It's not Chak. I'm sorry, guys. It's not S tier. It's not S tier. No. I'm not going to move on that. It was S tier pre-nerf. Pre-nerf. S tier. No, S tier fun is exceptional. Like, this is like the truly exceptional stuff. Because let me tell you, Chak Gerent also, in terms of farming, it's actually surprisingly not that good, I feel like. I actually think Chak is B tier in terms of farming. It's significantly weaker than these. It's just has, especially with the 15-minute downtime at the end. Very mediocre. Dragon Stand S tier. And now I hope you guys realize why S tier is so sparse in terms of fun. Okay? Because S tier is the true exception. In fact, Dragon's End is the best event in the game. S tier is for the really exceptional stuff. And there's no one, there is absolutely no one alive who sees Dragon Stand for the first time and isn't impressed. 0 people. No one. It's awesome. It is absolutely spectacular. It is a masterpiece. And yes, it has been power crept. And yes, you don't often see all of the mechanics these days. But Dragon Stand is an utter masterpiece of design from ArenaNet. You have to play this event. You have to. You just do. It is amazing. It is so much fun. The atmosphere is incredible. The final fight is incredible. The environment is incredible. Even the pre-event, I think, is actually really cool. You really get this idea that you're pushing into this hostile territory with the 3 bosses pushing down the lanes. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Everything about it is amazing. It's just so good. Rewards, unfortunately, not that good. To be honest, of course, they are necessary for Gen 2 Legendary, so, I mean, I guess in some sense that puts it at a pretty high tier, because you're gonna need to go here, right, at the end of the day, if you want to get those Gen 2s, so I guess this probably almost, like, creeps up a little bit, because of that. It is, like, semi-necessary for some really cool rewards in the game, so there is that, but in terms of farming, I actually don't think it's very good whatsoever, actually. A lot of pug maps are relatively slow. Getting the rewards at the end is kind of annoying. This actually might, unfortunately, go kind of into the C tier, I feel like, actually. It's not good, is it, actually? In terms of the farming, it's really not good. Maybe it's B tier. It's maybe I'm feeling generous. Yeah, I guess if you get all the machetes, you get a lot of champion bags. I'm putting it in B tier. Putting it in B tier because I like it. That's right. I admit my bias. Bloodstone Fen. This event is pretty good. It's probably going into B tier. It's going into B tier. It is. It is. You fight Veil Guardian, one of the classic raid bosses, guys. Classic raid bosses. And you can fight it in the open world. Rewards, yeah, I actually think this unfortunately does go into D tier. It used to be very good, and maybe it's probably a bit better than Ember Bay because you can get the resettable. You can kind of have an ascended trinket that you can actually reset the stats on and then reallocate it. That is a decent piece of utility, to be honest, if you're into that sort of thing. Personally, I think it's a bit more trouble than it's worth. It's a bit more annoying than the value you get out of it. And yeah, again, I would say that this has been superseded by Living Story Season 4 maps in terms of just farming the currency and getting easier access to Ascended. Stuff like the new reward system of the game, I think, do a lot better job of this than the Living Story Season 3. It's just not quite as efficient, particularly when you're doing strike missions and Icebrood Saga with the Eternal Ice Shard conversion. Tide of Covington. This is one of the worst events in the entire game. The scaling, you have to break down a door by dropping bombs on it. The scaling is just completely messed up and is incredibly unfun. It's also not good for farming for the same reason. It just takes 10,000 years to get done. Not good. Triple Trouble. God tier event. Oh, yeah. You know it. God tier. S tier. 3 worms, 3 mechanics, big boss, loads of stuff going on. You got the husks. You can be a husk. You get eaten by the worm. You put bombs on the worm. You fire a gas laser at the worm. You got to kill them all at the same time. Very cool. Lovely coordination. Still holds up today, honestly. Still holds up from the core game. Wow. I love the worm. The worm is sick. Triple Trouble worm. Let's go. Farming, though, it's pretty bad. The rewards for this have really not stacked up very well, have they? This is... Is this D tier? It actually even might be D tier. It's... It was probably pretty good back in the day, guys. You know, like, back in the day, it was pretty solid. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, you can get some cool ascended drops that are like regurgitated armor, but it's so slow, right? And it's high effort as well, right? You know, you gotta get on a proper map. You can't just like show up and do it. Nah, it's terrible. Like, it's such a fun event, and everyone should do it. Get those core mastery points. It's really cool. You can do it daily sometimes as well. Like, a lot of groups still run it daily, and I think that's a testament on why it's so cool. There are still communities to this day that are dedicated to running Triple Trouble Worm. It's pretty sick, if you ask me. Modniir Ulgoth. Dog tier event. Dog tier. It's not fun. The pre-event is weird. The boss is weird. It's a centaur. Not good. Yeah. That's it. In terms of rewards, this is one thing that I am a little bit sad about. I really like the core world bosses, but they haven't aged super well. They haven't really scaled the rewards to keep up with modern Guild Wars 2, and I imagine that's partially intentional because they want like the really rewarding stuff to be in the paid game, the expansions, not the core trial free-to-play game. But I really do like those things, and I was really excited when they were reworking stuff like Shatterer. We're getting to that soon. They reworked a few of the core world bosses. I was really excited about that, but for whatever reason, unfortunately, a lot of the rewards haven't really been juiced up that much. Little bit rough. But yeah, actual dog tier event, as there are rock dogs that you have to fight. But yeah, there you go. Lake Doric. This one, I feel like this is one of the maps that people don't really know a lot about. But actually, did you know there are actually some pretty cool bosses that actually spawn on this map? Yeah. Wow. That's true. When you kind of take over a settlement or defend a settlement, it spawns Justicar, right? And pretty cool. They actually have cool mechanics. They do stuff. They have various attacks they'll throw at you, right? This actually might get into A tier. Yeah, no, the leather farm stuff is less interesting. It's the white mantle bosses that I'm talking about and the jade armor that can spawn. I'm not talking about leather farm, guys. This is the actual good Lake Doric event. This might be an A tier situation. I'm going to say it's a B tier situation, because honestly, to get to the bosses, it is a bit annoying sometimes. It's B tier. B tier. And in terms of farming is pretty mediocre. It's putrid tier, I'd say. I'm renaming dog tier to putrid tier as well. That's funnier. Yeah, I like it there. I like it in B tier. Do I want to demote it to C tier? I'm demoting it to C tier. I overestimate how good it is. Shadow Behemoth. Shadow Behemoth is C tier. I do like the rework. It's probably my least favorite of the reworked core bosses, actually. It's not good, to be honest. It's still not good. It's still weird. It goes invulnerable a lot. It's a bit spongy. The mechanics aren't that exciting. C tier. Farming factor, it's core, so it's not good. D tier. Karka Queen. Not that much fun, to be honest. I guess it can kind of go in C tier. It's pretty average, I guess. Slightly, it's definitely a weak C tier here. Farming factor, actually pretty good. It's very quick. Get your champ bags, get your rares. If you actually pull it off effectively, you can definitely get some good value. You know, it's at the top of C tier. Top of C tier, but yeah, also very power crept and therefore severely neutralized. Great Jungle Worm. You know what? I love the rework. I really, really do. I think the rework is pretty sick, actually. B tier for the Great Jungle Worm. It now has a cool mechanic where you have to prevent the mobs from going in, otherwise it eats them and then it heals itself. It's got dangerous AoEs. It's a giant worm, retexture stuff. Great Jungle Worm is high quality. Unfortunately, of course, farming D tier. It's just very, very low value because it's a core. It's in the core game. Fire Elemental. Fire Elemental actually isn't that good. It's not that much fun. I do like the Shockwave edition. It still feels like it doesn't really do that much. It just kind of sits there and burns at you. It's not that much fun, I'm not gonna lie. It's not that good. Farming again, D tier. Mega Destroyer. Putrid tier. I do not like this event. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the pre-event sucks for the Fire Elemental. Ooh, the pre-event drags it down to D tier. It does. It actually does. Guys, Gyala Delve is better than D tier. I would rather do Gyala Delve. Yeah, we've been too harsh on Gyala Delve. It's going up. It's going into C tier. It's going to the top of C tier. Yeah. It's actually the top of C tier. It's better than all of this. Yeah. Gyala Delve is better than all of these. Fact. Fact. Nice. Mega Destroyer farming potential, also D tier. Not good. Not good at all. We have to zoom out, guys. We're running out of space. We're in trouble here. We're in trouble. Okay, we're zoomed out again. Tequaddle. Fun factor. Tequaddle. A tier. I believe it's in the middle of A. It's at the bottom of A. Here's my problem. Here's my problem. Nothing happens after the first 25%. No, B tier. B tier. Tequaddle is only good if you do fail laser strat. And I think you get punished if you do that. Because otherwise the boss does nothing. It's 2 minutes of AFKing between everything. B tier at best. That's generous. I'm giving it the nostalgia factor there, guys. Because honestly, you know, everyone remembers tech, guys. Power creep obliterated this fight. Simple as that. Not good. Farming factor, though, is still very strong, I would say. You get your 2 gold. You get a bunch of reds. You can get Ascended as well. This is probably a very solid B tier. Very solid B tier setup here, actually, from Tequaddle. Not bad. Dry top. Oh. Dry top is putrid tier. Yup. Putrid tier. I genuinely don't know what people see in this event. Everyone goes, Dry top, best map ever. Yeah, I love Dry top. It's not good. It's not. I mean, the Giant is cool, I guess. The Giant. I like the Sandstorm, that's good RP. But where's the juice? Where's the juice? There's no juice. Farming, I don't even think it's good at farming, right? It's not Silver Wastes, right? It's scuffed Silver Wastes. This is probably D tier farming. Nope. Not good. Now, Silver Wastes. Fun factor. I don't like Silver Wastes at all. It's at the bottom of D tier for fun for me. I don't like running around in circles. Opening the stupid chests annoys me. The final boss is cool, right? I actually do really like the final boss. I admit that. You know, the three lanes you've got, you fight the different little mini bosses every single time. But it's been brutally power crept. And actually, I haven't farmed it very often. I've actually done I've barely ever done Silver Waste. I never liked it, really. The final boss was cool, but the actual, like, farming process is not enjoyable, to be frank. It's not great. I think they really took Silver Waste and refined it in Heart of Thorns and made it fun. But honestly, I am not a big fan of this event. I think I'd rather do everything in D tier over Silver Wastes. I would. So, farming, though? You know what's weird? It's actually not that good, is it? It's probably the best core farm in the game, but it's actually not that good. It's only B tier. I think a lot of people still, it's their go-to farm, but I almost think that's actually like habit because they kind of like it, and there's a big community around it, especially back in the day. But to be frank, it's not that great. It used to be a lot stronger than it is now, right? Because, you know, farming creep has existed. It's great for free-to-play players for sure, but for paid players with expansions, I'm not seeing it whatsoever. Yeah. Draconis Mons. Fun factor. Now, I actually did this event from start to finish when I made Aurora. I had to solo it. And there was like one other guy with me, because I was doing Aurora at like 3 a.m. And so it was me and like another 2 people or so had to do the entire event on our own. It wasn't that bad. Actually. It was kind of cool. I feel bad putting it in D tier. Because I really love the map. It's one of my favorite maps in the game. But I don't think it's that good. Okay, I'm giving it low C tier. Low C tier, it's in. And in terms of farm factor, it's bad, right? It's bad. D tier. D tier. Oh, do we have all the temples? Oh, we have all the temples right now. Oh, let's go. Oh, man. The temples... Oh, this actually breaks my heart. The temples are all C tier. All of them. They're all C tier. Because they have bit... You know... Okay, let me tell you guys the story. That includes Gates of Arar as well. Oh no, Gates of Arar is still B tier. That's pretty fucking epic, I'm not gonna lie. On launch, these were amazing. They were so good. Because everyone had horrible gear, no elite specs, no power creep. Right, this was the end game. Orr was unnerfed. They nerfed Orr hard, by the way, because it was too difficult for people. So they nerfed the hell out of Orr in general. This was epic. You just, you know, you had the music blaring. You had, like, the Zaitan music pumping. Priest of Balthazar's got fiery greatsword nuking you all over the place. This was so cool. It really was. That would have been S tier. On launch, S tier without a shadow of a doubt. They were amazing. They were so much fun to do. They were so much fun. Not all of them are quite as good. I would say that Melandru is probably one of the slightly lesser interesting ones, probably the weakest one overall in terms of the temples. Lissa's alright. It's pretty mediocre, actually. Like, Lissa and Melandru are definitely weaker than the other ones, for sure, than Dwayne, Balthazar, and Grenth. I'd say Grenth and Balthazar being the strongest, and then, yeah, almost like in this order, actually. I'd say Balthazar the best, then Grenth, then Dwayne, then Melandru, then Lissa. Actually, Lissa, then Melandru. Actually, they're about the same. They're not that good. But, yeah. It was tense. I remember being tense going for the Balthazar because it was the only way you could get obsidian shards. Oh, man. So good. Pushing up the gates of Ara to take down the champion Omega Wizard at the top there. It's still an incredible RP thing to do, I'd say. That's why I'm giving it the B tier there in terms of the fun awesomeness factor. But, yeah. Unfortunately, the game has not been kind to these events, and they are essentially a little bit obsolete because of how powerful characters are, right? So that's it. Like, they're fun. I definitely recommend having a go at them, but they honestly don't hold up super well, in my opinion. They really, really don't. In terms of profit, oof. These are not good at all, are they? They're not good. They are not good. They're all... I felt they're all D tier. Yeah, they definitely are all D tier. They are not good. At all. Back in the day, they were solid, right? You got your Ectos, you got your heavy moldy bags, rare drops, green drops, and so on. But again, the game's moved on from that. You can unlock the merchants. They used to be valuable for the exotic gear, right? They used to be, because you could buy exotics for Karma, which was great, right? But nowadays, you just buy exotic gear elsewhere, right? It's not a very good way of doing it. You used to be able to get obsidian shards, of course. That was the way the game was structured was so interesting. It was like you would do the Orr Temples to get access to buying obsidian shards for legendaries and to literally buy best in slot gear, because there was no Ascended back then, right? So you did the Orr Temples to get BIS gear. And so yeah, I want to really give perspective on this to explain what's going on here. Back in the day, these were all S tier, right? Because not only did you farm materials and heavy moldy bags, which were like little containers that had materials in them, which were very valuable and full of good stuff, like legendary materials and stuff. Not only that, it also gave you access to vendors and that were unlocked by completing these events. So it was like really, really important back in the day. But these days, not really so much. Oh, temples. Fun stuff. I honestly... I would love to see them rework the temple events and rework Orr in general to keep it up to modern standards and make them more fun again. That would be super cool if they have some more time to rework some bosses. I would love to see the temples reworked because they are amazing RP. And yeah, Obsidian Shards was just Balthazar, that's correct, yeah. Really cool RP and epic. I actually feel bad for players who don't really get to have that experience again that happened on launch. So, Siren's Landing Altars. Putrid tier. Putrid tier. Yeah. Putrid tier. The Wyvern is acceptable. But everything else is putrid. It doesn't really even have a proper meta event. The only one is like the stupid like abomination thing that teleports around in the Lissa area. It's actual despair, right? It's not good. Stay away. Run away from it. No. The jumping puzzle is good. The meta is not. In terms of profit, again, D tier. Not really much to get done there, to be frank. Not good. Bitterfrost Frontier. Putrid, actually. Putrid tier. This is... Actually, it should actually join corner tier, almost. Like, it should almost be there. I'll give a little bit of context on Bitterfrost. Bitterfrost is flat out an unfinished map. Everyone knows that. It's well known. There was supposed to be, like, the entire bitter cold area was supposed to be, like, an elite but highly rewarding area. It wasn't finished. This map was not finished. This meta event was not finished. You just defend some fires and some champ spawn. Wow. Crazy. The only reason people go to this map is it's pretty good for getting ascended with winter berries. That is it. That's it. Not impressed. Putrid tier. Profitability. The meta itself, I don't think is very good. To be honest whatsoever. I don't think it's very important. Winter berries, yes. But farming the meta, no. To be honest. Nope. Wow, we're getting through it now. We are really getting through. You can see here. Look at this tier list, guys. It's huge. We might have to zoom out again. Is it another zoom out time? Oh, whoa. Dude, look how big D tier is on the farm. Not a lot of metas are that good for farming, huh? That's too much. We got to zoom in again. Yeah, this is better. Okay, Storms of Winter. You know what? This is one of the most annoying events to me ever. Because there are some parts of it that are so cool. I love when you have to, like, pull the golem down by, like, chaining it and pulling it down to the ground. I actually really like the idea of the ice brood surging out of portals to break the fortifications. It's just, the pacing is so off, right? I am loving the idea of it, like the theme, the concept, but it just drags on so much. This is D tier, I would say. I wouldn't call it putrid tier, because I do think the theme redeems it significantly. And I like snow areas, and I actually really like Bjorra Marches overall. So that redeems it a little bit, but it is absolutely D tier, unfortunately. It just isn't snappy enough. It's way too slow. You just feel like you're just doing nothing for ages, to be frank. Not good. Profitability. It's not good. Well, actually, no. Is that true? You get a lot of Eternal Ice Shards, right? For this thing. It's not that bad, is it? No, it's not that bad. Oh, and you get the champs as well. Ooh. Ooh, it's actually not bad, is it? Hang on. Yeah. And you get the chest, too. Oh, hang on. This actually is good. Those chests are very tasty. They are good, actually. It's maybe a B tier. Easy A tier? Dude, if Vivali was saying it's A tier, it might have to be A tier, guys. Because he knows what he's talking about. I'm going to give it... Oh. I'm giving it B tier. I'm going to give it a B tier situation here, guys. It's in B tier. I think it might even be better than that. Like, because that is true. Those essence chests, they're very strong. And you get to loot a lot of them. And you get the champs at the end. And you get the Eternal Ice Shards. So that does bring some solid value. That is true. That's a good point. The chat has saved me from myself. From my own incompetence. Which is what we all... I mean, I like that, right? That's good. Bitterfrost? The chests are very profitable? Okay, fine. Are we talking B tier? Are we talking B tier for profitability on Bitterfrost? I think we are. It's gone up to B tier. Fine. Claw of Jormag. Fun factor. This is a B tier. Come on. It's a fun event. Even the pre-event is cool. I like the things dropping down, the crystals, and the dragon appears. Very affected by power creep. This would actually be, honestly, an A tier easily if it didn't get obliterated by power creep. But it has been absolutely crushed by the expansions. So it's going into an A tier situation here, I believe, because of that. Very heavily nerfed by time, pretty much. Profitability, weirdly enough, this is actually one of the core events that I think is actually a little bit on the stronger side in terms of value. It probably gets itself into C tier, I'd say, for this. 100% for profitability. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Svanir Shaman. Svanir Shaman. Fun factor. It's not that much fun. D tier. Cool rework. It spins around. Wish they'd done a little bit more with it. Bit of an HP sponge, to be frank. Takes a long time to die. Very basic. D tier. Profitability also D tier. Man, dude. Ain't it? Dartbringer, can you give us a bit more gold, mate? Look at this. Look at all these things that are D tier. What the hell? Golem Mark II. Dude, these core games... The core game is killing me right now. The core game is owning me. Golem is actually one of the... It's one of the cooler bosses, right? Like, this is a... I'd give it a... Like a... I'd put it in C tier, right? It's not... It's actually pretty fun. I won't bully the Golem. The Golem is okay. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's better than the Temple of Melandra, I'd say. And farmability, again, it's core. Yeah, so shockingly mediocre. Well, below mediocre. It's not that good. Thunderhead Keep. This event is actually pretty cool. This might actually, weirdly enough, this might be a bit of a B tier. It's pretty fast paced. It's a weak B tier, I'd say. It's fast paced. You get your siege defenses up. You clear out the fort. You hold on. The thing appears at the end. The bristleback. Branded bristleback. Not bad. The boss is mediocre. I'm not a huge fan of the boss, but it's heavily carried by the spectacle, by the RP, I'd say. Thunderhead Keep, low B tier, a weak B tier. Kind of the opposite side of the oil there. And the farm factor. The farm factor. Ooh. Yes, I would by far rather do Svanir Shaman than Dragonfall. 100%. No questions asked. Absolutely. It's not that good. I don't think it's that good anyway. Yeah. I think it's top of C. I don't think it's as good as this stuff. This stuff's a little bit better, to be honest. It's better than the Car Queen. Maybe it actually goes to the bottom of B tier. You gotta if you tag a lot of stuff, it's pretty good. It's the top of C tier, bottom of B tier. That's where it's at. That's where it's at, guys. Just to kind of a bit of a recap, gamers. Remember, C tier is like average, like very average. The way the tiers are set up, S tier is exceptional, A tier is really good, B tier is good, like above average basically, C tier is average, D tier is below average. That's the kind of thing that we're rating here. Because look, in all my tier lists, do you know what happens? I put everything in S tier. I'm like, oh my god, it's so good, right? And look, I'm right, I'm correct, but I'm trying to be a little more tactical with my allocations here, okay? Yeah, C tier is like, yeah, you're gonna get value out of this. You're investing some good value into this, and you're gonna get something out of it. Drizzlewood South. You know, Drizzlewood South is not that bad. It's... Personally, I don't enjoy it that much in terms of the fun factor. I find it a little bit sloggish. It's... You know, this is actually interesting. What would I rather do? Gyala Delve or Drizzlewood South? You know what? That's actually kind of close. I'm going to put it in C tier, actually. I do not find myself very enamored by this event. I find it to be a little bit conveyor belty. Yeah, you can speed it up, but I just think the events are a bit... They're not very engaging. They're a bit like chores, really. I do not give this a high rating. The good news is, it is incredibly profitable. It's... Yeah, this event is one of the sickest events, right? This is absolutely an A-tier farm. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, A tier. It's arguably even S tier, I'd say, because it gives you, like, the complete package. That's the really good thing about it. It gives you a really wide range of materials that it's just perfect for crafting legendaries. It's pretty good. It's very good. It's very, very good. Yeah, and the reward tracks, too, are really nice for Mystic Clovers. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. A tier. A tier. It's not as good as it used to be. I think the chat is bringing them the correct tier. It's not as good. Yeah. Oh, you do have the champion train at the end, though, actually, don't you? You kind of do have that. So that certainly helps it. It helps it along a little bit. Does it not, my friends? Does it not? It certainly does. Okay. Big. Drizzlewood North. This is actually very much the bottom of C tier. I don't think it's, like, really, really bad, and it has a cool spectacle. The RP is nice, but there's just something about it that just drags on and on and on. There's just something about it. It's just slow. It almost feels like you're watching a movie, not playing a video game. Right? I am not a fan. I am not a fan of Drizzlewood North. The final boss is okay. The theme is okay. I just find it a little bit frustrating to play, especially the first part of it. I don't think I'm ever really enjoying myself on Drizzlewood North that much. It's C tier. Profitability, though, I think is actually still pretty good, right? It's not as good as South. It's nowhere near as good. You got a lot of little chests at the end. It's probably going into this B tier situation, I think. I don't think it's that impressive. B tier. Drizzlewood North farming. That's it. Tower of Nightmares. This might be putrid tier. Putrid tier? It's putrid tier. There needed to be a boss at the end of this. The fact that there was no boss at the end, I like the mini bosses. That's fun. That's fun. But where was the boss? Where was Encelus? Right? Where was the Snake Man? There was no Snake Man. It's putrid tier. I did it once, didn't do it again. Did not find it exciting whatsoever. Putrid tier. Rewards? Doesn't this thing have appalling rewards too? D tier. Oh, yes. Oh, we got some good stuff now. Oh, look at this. Now we got the juice. Twisted Marionette. A tier. It's a little bit held back, actually, by the fact that you kind of do AFK for a good chunk of it. But I like the little bosses. The bosses are pretty cool. They have cool mechanics. It's not bad. Again, this would be S tier if you could do every lane somehow. I don't know how they would make that work, but you do one lane, then you AFK for like 7 minutes while your team finishes the job. So, yeah, I'm sorry. That's not that good. You don't get any loot from all the trash mobs. If you got loot from the trash mobs, okay, maybe that will be good. But you don't, therefore it's not good. Or it's weakened. In terms of rewards, I think it's actually really good. If you can get a group that executes this fight solidly and efficiently, Marionette is excellent. 2 gold, loads of sprockets in there as well, champ bags, all that kind of good stuff. It's actually really good. It's fast if you can do this event quickly. It's definitely an A tier in my opinion. A very, very solid farming option. I would really suggest you try and get this done daily if you want to optimize your farming. I think it's very good. Battle for Lion's Arch. Oh, another bit of a letdown for me. Where was the Breachmaker? Fun factor, this might be D tier for me. The bosses are spongy. They don't really do anything, to be honest. There's no Breachmaker at the end. I was getting excited for that. I would, you know, the Breachmaker music would have improved it. This is D tier. This is D tier. Now, okay. I think Darren knows about this. I think Darren knows this. But I believe this actually is quite rewarding. Because I believe you can get a fat kind of medium roll, high roll, if you do this event efficiently, because you can do it pretty quickly with a good group, right? You know, with a good group, you can get it done fast, and you can actually get some cool stuff here, right? This is probably maybe a C tier or maybe a low B. No, it's definitely worse than B. It's worse than B tier for sure. It's probably worse than quite a lot of C tier actually. But because, yeah, you can high roll quite a lot and get some big value. So this is actually quite difficult to quantify. This is hard. Like, I think sometimes you're going to get basically nothing. A lot of the time, well, and sometimes you're going to get some really good stuff that can potentially high roll you. So I'm going to put this at the top of C tier. But actually, have a question mark over this, right? This is a... It's weird. It's very... Lots of variance. Like, loads of variance. Okay, I'm putting it in B tier because apparently it's like 100 gold drop almost every day. Well, at least one person gets it, so it's pretty decent then. If if you do it every day and you kind of like do it enough times to cancel the variance, then it's going to deliver some value, right? It's going to deliver some value overall. So there it is. B tier. Dragonstorm. Fun factor. Yeah, Dragonstorm's pretty fun. Dragonstorm is pretty fun. Now, 50 players, if you do the public, it's not good. Public is thumbs down, not good. But with a 10-player squad, oh yeah, woo yeah, baby. A tier, very epic, big spectacle, single-handedly crushed the dreams of everyone who's into the lore, right? Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. A tier. And... I would say if you do it with the 50-man, it's B tier. It gets way more boring if you do it in the public version because it's way slower and way less fun as a result of that. And in terms of profit, oof. Is this an S tier profit event? This event is you've got to hit this every day. You know, this is one of those things that boom, 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 Dragonstorm all day, every day, right? Like this thing is so good. It's absolute worst case scenario. Top of A tier. Worst case. Private, without a shadow of a doubt, is S tier. Doing it with 10 people who, you know, like a squad, like, well, this is what you do. Strike missions, Icebrood Saga strike missions, End of Dragons daily, Dragonstorm. Oh. Yes. You get a high roll, 2 gold in the pocket, you get loads of materials from the Tyrian defense seals, potential for Ascend drops, right? Loads of guns. You can get the Amalgamated Draconic Lodestone too, which is what, 15 gold or so right now? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you get Memories of Aurene as well. Yeah, no question S tier actually. Especially if you hit that with a private group, right? Like no question about it, S tier. Drakkar. Oh yeah, and Volcanic Weapons. Yeah, of course, yeah. Drakkar. A tier for fun. It's one of the stronger A tiers. It's very... Again, this really depends what group you're in, I think. Because if you're in a very puggy map with, you know, not a lot of boons, this fight is an absolute slog. However, if you play in a meta train, honestly, fun boss... enjoyable stuff. I'm putting this definitely kind of it square in the middle of A tier. It's I'd liken it to the Octovine actually in terms of fun factor. It's up there. It's a bit like Chak Gerent in a way. Cool boss. If you have a good team, it's very fast as well, right? And can be very efficient. And that leads us on to the rewards. Rewards. This is, you know what? This is A tier actually. Yeah. 100% this is an A tier event because You can get Ascended drops. You can get Winter's Heart Infusion. Not many people know that. You can get Amalgamated Draconic Lodestone. You get 3 big Buremark chests at the end. You get Eternal Eye Shards, which can be turned into all sorts of things all over the place. You get rares. Yeah, this is actually a really nice event. It's a very strong event, I think, actually, in terms of the things that you actually get for it and can be applied to a wide range of things. This is 100% an A-tier farming event. Really nice event to farm, I think. And fun, too. Again, especially if you're in a meta train of some kind, but even if you're just kind of setting up a pug map, that's fine, too. Pretty good. Yes. Drakkar, get in there. Go. And one more event. Look at that. Every single one locked in. Amala. This is actually A-tier. Sunspear Great Hall. Fun event. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They brought the Fractal into the open world. And you know what? This boss is cool. She leaps around all over the place. She gets you with the rocks. Gets you with the fire, right? Turns you into a mower. Boom. You love to see it. I like it a lot. The actual siege event itself is pretty interesting. You know, breaking in. There's a bit of chest looting, which is a little bit annoying, but hey, it's Istan and we'll take it. Actual fun event. Really cool boss. Has loads of phases. Very big spectacle as well. Very dynamic encounter too. So I give it a high rating. In terms of farming, you know, I'm terrible at this, guys. Like, you should ignore my rewards tier list. No joke. You should just flat out ignore it. I'm not even lying. Because I don't pay attention to loot at all. I only do it when the YouTube comments ask me a question and I have to look it up so I can tell them the answer. Like, that's what... that's all I'm here for, guys. I just Google things for you. I'm not even joking. That's actually true. Like, people in the YouTube comments, they say, hey, Teapot, how do I make gold from this event? I'm like, well, okay, time for me to break out the wiki. It's not that bad, right? I think it's pretty okay. You get little chests. You get some champion. It used to be really busted, right? I think you used to basically stall it and do nothing and just farm the champions over and over again that would spawn, and it was actually really good. It was so good they nerfed it, just like Palawadan. I've done this a few times. I didn't get much. There's no way it's as good as this stuff. There's absolutely no way. It's got to be a C-tier situation, right? There's absolutely no way. Yeah, there's no shot this is better than C-tier. I'm putting it in C-tier. Yeah. Because the stuff in B-tier is actually very respectable, right? That's what you've got to understand here, guys. The B-tier stuff is good. Buried treasure farm? Wait, is buried treasure farming secretly good? Oh my god. Wait, what is this? 65 gold an hour to search for buried treasure? 21 gold for doing this? Oh my god. That's insane. That's absurd. Dude, fast farming coming to the rescue. That's wild. I'm not moving it. I'm not moving it. It looks like a lot of it is in recipes. Wait. It looks like a lot of the profit is in recipes, guys. But I'm not sure if that's super reliable. I'm not gonna lie. But we'll see. Yeah, there's some, like, high rolls you can get, apparently, for buried treasure. But the event is so putrid, I actually... Look, gamers, I wouldn't normally say this. But even if this event was good gold per hour, I would deliberately spread misinformation so that people don't get tricked into doing it. And therefore, they will quit the game. Right? So, you're welcome. But there you have it. There you have it. We did it. Every single meta event in the entire game has been rated. From S tier through to corner tier for both fun factor and spectacle, and of course, over here, our farming factor as well. Honestly, I'm not even totally sure about the farming factor because this is something that maybe you guys, maybe you know this, maybe you don't. I'm not really a player that's that big into farming, right? I'm kind of playing this one by ear here. I think this is mostly correct. There are probably a few that are, like, the fast farming people and the people in Overflow are going to laugh at me for. But you know what? Hey, at least we're entertaining people. I think it's mostly right. I'm not a big farmer. I just kind of play the game and see what happens. I'm mostly paying attention sometimes. But anyway, there we go. That's it. The complete tier list. The complete tier list. For the meta events in Guild Wars 2. Big shout out here to Vivaloof who put this meta event together. Tier list together. I actually want to briefly just show you guys the wonder of Darren's tier list here, actually. This is really funny. You guys are going to love this. I want to show you guys this a lot because I want you... Oh, wait, no. Wait. Are you kidding me? No. Oh, no, he didn't fix it. Look at this, guys. He spelt Dracar as Dragar, right? For example, we have a lot of spelling mistakes in here. He also forgot the Octovine on his tier list. It's barely even readable on some of these. He's completely exposed. It's really funny. He's claiming he can't even fix it. But it doesn't matter, because I'm showing it to you now. Look at that spelling, guys. Dragar, right? I like it. That's big. But anyway, I actually do want to finish this, by the way, guys, with a bit of a shout-out to the Hardstuck Metatrain commanders. I'm not going to name them all. Well, actually, maybe I will. In the chat right now, we've got Vivaloof, we've got Darren, we've got Mr. Clackers. We have a lot of Metatrain leaders who are putting in insane work. If you want to see what these metas are really made of, you've got to get in here right now, guys. And join the Hardstuck Discord and get involved in these meta trains. 23 gold an hour. Wow. Insane. Get rich today. And I'm going to give a massive shout out to these gamers for not only helping me kind of put this together and entertaining me in the chat and helping me out with some of these ratings, but also for putting in some serious work in helping players get their gold, get their farm on, and of course, learn some concepts about the game. Getting those subgroups going, am I right? But massive shout out there to all of the Metatrain gamers. Here at Hardstuck. They're absolutely amazing, and they put so many hours into it, they really do. They put their heart and soul into it, making the game a more fun place to be and being the backbone of the Guild Wars 2 community. So a huge shout out to all those gamers. Yes, and of course the Sloth as well, and Jedrick too, and Zillion, who is a Serpent's Eye specialist. But listen, I can't name everyone because I'll inevitably miss someone, and then I'm going to get roasted by that person. You didn't name me, T-Boys. I mean, you hate me. No, it doesn't. Okay? Yeah, and Kate. That's true. Kate destroys Darren's daily EU versus NA Dragon's End meta race. I don't know how Darren's keeps it up. He gets humiliated every single day. Career ended. Really funny. But anyway, now the outro's taking too long. You get the idea. Join Hardstuck Discord. You can find out all about it. But anyway, I hope you gamers enjoyed it. The meta trade has been completed. Be sure to let me know how unbelievably wrong you think I am. Because, hey, what's the point in not doing that? But there it is, my friends. The Metatrain tier list has been completed. I think down the line we'll have to maybe revisit this one and, you know, go for a better one. Maybe I'll, you know what I'd like to do? This could be really fun. I think what we'll do here is I'll do a tier list, but I'll gather footage from every single one. So while I'm talking about the meta event, the Metatrain guys, check this out. While I'm talking about it, we'll have footage in the background. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. That's gonna be good shit, guys. Let me cook. Let him cook. We have cooked this Metatrain tier list, and you know what? I think it's pretty good. But anyway, that is it, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. It was a meaty one for sure. And I'll see you next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. That's it. Take it easy, gamers. I'm out of here.